If you click on the given loop, and then Properties, you will be able to select how the calculations will be performed, and how the loop devices will be added, by clicking on Basic or Advanced Calculation. By selecting Advanced Calculation, you will be able to add loop devices in Advanced Calculation below. To add a device, you need to select device type from the available types. Select a device or group of devices from those available. The availability of devices depends on the selected device type. If you select the detector type, you must also select a base for each detector, from the available bases. If you select the audiovisual type, and want to add a device from the ASX236X family, you additionally need to select whether it is beacon only or sounder with beacon, and the flash rate for each. Some of the devices, for example, in the case of the 2000 series, beam detectors or short-circuit isolators, are available as special devices. For custom devices, if you have selected the detector or audiovisual type, the same rules apply as before. If you want to add your own device, or one that for some reason is not available in the list, click on Custom Device. A new device configuration window will appear. In this window you will be able to edit a previously defined custom device, or add a new one. In the case of a new device, specify device group, the name of a device, or group of devices with the same electrical parameters. From a software point of view, it does not make sense to create several devices that differ, for example, only in color, like manual call point. In this case, it is sufficient to create a device group instead of multiple devices. Once created, the new custom device will be visible in the device list, under the name given in the device group field. Device type, select one from the available in the list. Number of addresses, the number of addresses occupied by a given device on the loop. Maximum per loop, the maximum number of devices per loop. This is usually a limitation of the communication protocol. In the case of the 2000 series it is 128 devices per loop. Quiescent and alarm current. Minimum voltage, the minimum operating voltage of a device on the loop. If, when adding devices on the loop, the calculation results in a voltage drop on the loop, lower than the minimum voltage for the device, this will be reported as a fault. In addition, the isolator should be ticked, if the device is an isolator. Device list is a list of previously created custom devices, and is not available when creating a new device. It is only available when editing custom devices. Finally, click OK if you want to add the given device, or cancel if you decide not to add it. The delete button is only active when editing an existing device, and allows you to delete the given device. Each device has a defined quiescent and alarm current, based on specifications. For each device, you also need to define quantity, taking into account the maximum number for the series of devices. For the 2000 series, for example, it is 128, otherwise an error message appears. Position, the position of the device, or the first of many to be added, from the panel side in the device list. This must be the first free position. Distance from previous device, in meters. To add a device to the list, click Add Devices. The following information is available in the device list. Position, the position of the device from the panel side, at which it was configured in the list. Distance, in meters, distance from the panel to the device. Device type in a short form. Device group, the name of a device, or group of devices with the same electrical parameters. Quiescent and alarm current, in milliamps. Voltage, in volts, the voltage value depends on the protocol. For the first device, this will be the maximum voltage for the selected protocol, minus the voltage drop of the first device. For the second and next device, it will be the voltage of the previous device, minus the voltage drop for that device. Voltage drop, in volts, the voltage drop is calculated as the alarm current times the resistance of the device. Comments, there are a number of comments that will be displayed based on the current calculation. This could be additional information or an error of a particular device. Besides the additional information that is displayed in the comments field and in the action items, which appears at the top of the software window when there is information to display, additional information may also appear in red in the device list, most often to indicate an error made when adding devices. For example, if the maximum length of the loop cabling is exceeded. From the device list, you can edit the distance from the panel to the device by double-clicking on it and changing the value. Delete a device. Delete all devices from the list. Below you can find the total quiescent and alarm current in milliamps and the loop load in percentage. In addition, the quiescent and alarm currents for all loops are also summed. If any errors occur when adding devices, this will be reported immediately. Details of the particular error can be checked in the action items, or in the list below, which will be indicated by a red mark and a corresponding comment. At the very bottom, the total quiescent and alarm current of the panel is given. By clicking on Outputs, you can specify the quiescent and alarm current in milliamps for the supervised outputs of the control panel in the loop modules, as well as fire, fault and auxiliary outputs. The permissible current values for the individual outputs are given in the maximum value column in milliamps. The total currents for all outputs, both quiescent and alarm, are given below. The panel quiescent and alarm current in milliamps is given at the very bottom.